What's up, beautiful people? Happy Marvelous Monday. We are back for our recap of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 16. Hey, Auntie Diva.
Hey! Not season 16, episode 16. Let's get it.
Can't believe we made it.
Okay. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Well, Auntie, we are here pretty much at the end of the season. Welcome, everybody. We appreciate you joining us. Make sure you hit the like button on Chronicles of the Greyhead Diva and Royaire's World as we recap this chicken and waffles.
Real chicken and waffles, baby. Chicken and waffles.
Yeah, baby. I wanted some of these chicken and these waffles that Charles was cooking in the scene, okay? Because they said Charles threw down.
They say he threw down.
Woo! Drew said it took her back to her grandma's house down on 19th. I said, come on, 19th.
Come on. Okay. Come on. Listen, Royaire, can I speak to you off camera?
Okay, hold on.
No.
We off camera. Let's go. What we look, we off camera. What we got?
Child! Off camera.
Break it down for us.
Child. Listen. We'll get to that scene.
It's a lot. It has been a lot.
It's been a lot.
This episode did not fail me. For us, right before the season finale, we have one more episode, so there will be 17 episodes. But for this to be the preseason finale, I can't wait what they're gonna show us for the season finale. Okay, I mean, this episode was filled with drama. Food and mess. All in one. It was so good.
Pill popping.
Listen, Phaedra said the only pill she remember receiving is the nighttime PM pill. Okay. I said come out for the nighttime PM, okay?
Yeah, I always say when ex-friends break up, you don't go low. Don't go low.
Listen, just everybody go your separate ways
and keep it
what it is, and keep it
clutching the pearls, okay?
Because at the end of the day, nobody's winning. Nobody.
Yeah, you know what, Royaire? You said it well.
Nobody's truly winning. So yeah, we're gonna get right into this, Auntie. Hopefully, you've had a wonderful day.
I did.
Good. Well, let's jump on into this. Listen, people, make sure you hit that like button once again, and make sure you share and let the people know we are live recapping episode 16 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, chicken and waffles. Okay,
chicken and waffles, baby.
Chicken and waffles. So let's jump on into this. Let's see. We are setting up this first scene at a doctor's appointment for Shiloh. The girls have just got back from Grenada, which was our part 3 last week. We were supposed to renew. And so some renewing is happening all right, okay? But Shiloh has made a trip to the doctor. As we found out while Shamia was away, Shiloh was left in the crib, in her room, in the freezing cold. As Mama Morton told us, she had to hold the baby to her chest for an hour, rocking, trying to get her to warm back up. As God is her witness, okay?
As God is her witness.
I said, God better be your witness, okay? No lies detected, okay?
Ooh, honey, listen, talking about drama. You better give it up, Shamia's mom. She told her, God is my witness. It took me an hour to warm that baby.
Okay. So Shamia has taken Shiloh along with Shia to the doctor's office just to get her checked out. Unfortunately, Shamia did come back with strep throat from Grenada, and we just wanted to make sure everything was clear with Shiloh. She hasn't been feeling her best, so they went to the doctor to get her checked out. She does not have strep throat. They didn't say she had any other sicknesses, gratefully. So hopefully she just was having just a rough day, and hopefully things will turn out well for us. For Shiloh. We also found out that Asha, the surrogate, we met Asha a couple of weeks back. As we know, Gerald, he really wants to have a son. He wants more children. Unfortunately, Shamia did have an ectopic pregnancy. Is that correct?
Atopic.
Okay, atopic pregnancy. Earlier this year, unfortunately, they did have to give birth early to Shiloh due to their surrogate having breast cancer. So they just had some struggles in these recent years with, trying to have children. Unfortunately, they did do the transfer, but it did not work out. It was a failed transfer, unfortunately. So Shamia and Gerald have decided to put a pause on the whole having another child thing, and seeing what other things, they can possibly work out and look through until they're ready to have another child again. As we said, Shiloh did come back negative for strep, so that was pretty much the ending of that scene. They did have a little singing moment at the beginning of this scene as well. So Shamia was being mommy as she, always tells us she is. She loves her girls, she's supportive of her girls, and she's gonna be there no matter what. So that was a beautiful scene. Sticking along with the kids, I'm gonna throw this in here too. Sticking along with the kids, we seeing Mr. President and Prince and the Prince, okay? And we have not seen Mr. President in some years. He did not show on Married to Medicine. We did see Prince Aiden, but we didn't see or hear much of anything from Mr. President. So Mr. President, aka Dylan, he is working on a clothing line, okay? Phaedra said they was out doing their thing. He wanted some bell-bottom pants, okay? The boy wanted some bell-bottom pants. And Diva, it's just amazing to me, sidebar, how fashion is just turning, always continuously running its way back around in a circle. When the last time you seen some bell-bottom pants?
I love them, though.
Mm-hmm. They are everything. I love them.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, he couldn't find any in his size. So Phaedra said, hey, how about I buy you a sewing kit?
Holla.
And we gonna make our own. And while we make our own, we gonna make some money, okay? Because we're part of the clothing line. So, Phaedra, Dylan is in there learning how to, or is sewing his pants and getting things prepped and ready. Phaedra shares with us that she's still in the funeral home business, as we've kind of learned earlier this season as well. She's still working with Willie Watkins, and I couldn't believe, no disrespect, that he was still with us. I was like, to me, he was old when we first met Willie Watkins back years ago. And so he's still here and he looks pretty good. So, they doing 13 funerals a day and having their money flowing. I mean, that's the best business to be in. If I wasn't so unfavorable of the dead, I would be in the funeral business, but I just can't do it. Okay. So, Phaedra, they come out of the sewing room and go into the living room, and Phaedra explains that she is hosting a black glove event. Okay. Where down at the
she's starting next, ain't she?
Ain't she? Listen, if you're gonna come and do it with all your might, with everything you got. So, she says that she's gonna be hosting a black glove event, for Ivy. Sorry, y'all. It is
Ivy Vault.
Ivy Vault Black Glove Service shopping affair. Okay. So it'll be all of the latest high fashion furs and all of that good stuff. And so she is going to want Dylan to be a part and to debut his pants line. So Dylan is super excited about that. Aiden said he is definitely going to be there to support. Phaedra is trying to raise her boys to know that y'all are all that each other has. You got to take care of one another. We got to look out for one another. So Dylan's going to be making the pants. He wants to start a warehouse where he can hold all of his clothing items. And so Aiden said, well, hey, I'll be the business partner. I'll handle all the finances, keep everything in order. They go back and forth between percentages and who getting what. It was just such a cute scene. Phaedra shares with us that Aiden, he is a politician. He has a mom like his mom, a mouth like his mom. And so, he loves making money and, he's in the game to help Dylan with this clothing line. So that was that scene. And then I'm going to throw this in here as well because it was just a quick one. Kelly's divorce. We're rolling up. Kelli is headed out to her supposed last day in court, to...
Well, hold off on that one, Ray, because that's a lot. Hold off on that one, right? Because you could lump the divorce scene with the other part of the scene together. Mm-hmm. So let me just talk about Shamia and the girls. Shamia is absolutely gorgeous, and so are these girls, right? But I'm not sure what the outfit was that she wore to the doctor's office.
Yeah.
If it was pajamas, I don't know what she wore to the doctor's office, but all I can say is that the girls is cute.
It looked like a Doc McStuffins outfit. You know that black young doctor girl?
Yeah, is
I
that what
thought
it
that's
was?
what it was. I could be very
They
wrong.
all have on matching pajama set. Okay, Monique,
Okay.
to the doctor's office though. Okay, but I guess so. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. It was all matching pajama set, but I was confused. But I will say this: Shamia, she's gorgeous. That skin is beautiful,
Yeah.
and the daughters are gorgeous, and little mama, the oldest daughter, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, and I love that little girl here. You know, Shamia got a cute family. Yeah, Lorraine. Yeah, I didn't know. I couldn't connect with the pajama look, but okay, whatever, right? So when she's in the office, she's telling us about, you know, the strep throat, and all that, you know, stuff there. I'm glad. Wait, Gerald is looking at Jamal living in the phone in my Karen Huger's voice. No, you know what though? Portia did say he didn't want to film. Everybody ain't for these camera screens. And listen, I'm not saying anything, but I'm saying something, especially because I'm not sure all this money coming from the HVAC business, but I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying.
You know, that's what the people is alleging, that he don't want to get on film because he committing crimes allegedly. But
I don't know. I'm just saying I'm not sure where all the funds coming from. So he want to lay low, and I ain't mad at him.
I'm falling for the HVAC business.
Yeah. Anyway, so you know, they had that scene, and they had, you know, the doctor, whatever. I thought I liked the doctor too for some reason. I connected with the doctor, right? And I did think it was sad that the egg the transfer didn't work, but maybe it's the universe saying hold off because you have this you have, you know, the little mama goes to the hospital a lot. Y'all don't need to do nothing else right now. Get her, you know, just get her on the mend and work with this and then move forward. Especially because now we know the nurse ain't 100% when she got little mama in the house freezing. So, you know, let's get little mama in order and then think about moving to the you know, the next baby a little bit later. You got time. Child, listen, Lisa, I'm just trying to tell you. So yeah, so I thought, you know, that was a nice scene. I like the scene. And Shamia does have a voice. And I like that her little daughter was chiming in and singing mommy's song. That's right. This is a family thing. We're gonna make this money. Little mama was singing the t-shirt song, holla. Okay, so I like the scene. Now, when it comes to Aiden, Phaedra, and the boys, one thing you know about Phaedra know how to do reality TV. She know how to give a show.
Okay. Every single time.
Yeah, if you need a scene, Phaedra can help you figure out a scene. That girl know how to do a show. Her boys are absolutely handsome. They're adorable. I love it. I love the brotherhood between the two of them. I love how the older brother said he about to be his manager and help him out and all of that good stuff. I was here for it. And I love the fact that he wanted to start his own clothing line. And to be quite honest with you, I thought the pants was nice.
I did too. I thought he did an excellent job. He was doing really well. You can tell he knows what he's doing. You can tell that Phaedra has put him with someone who actually does this job. You know, she ain't just kind of hand off trying to teach him how to do things. She is setting him up for success. Shout out to Phaedra.
Shout out to Phaedra. And did he name the clothing line to us?
I do have a website.
Oh shoot! You better show.
I do have a website. Okay, I was gonna wait till the end of the show, but let's go on and get into that now.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's get into it.
Star Archive.
Oh.
Okay.
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 All right.
So here's the website. You know, just something small, not too much.
Okay.
Here's what they have.
The prices are reasonable.
I thought this jean look, the look was cute with the belt. Something different. We have another pair of pants. than the presidential.
All right.
Okay.
He's a young boy, and it's a great start.
It is.
Star Archive. I gotta let it marinate on me. But listen, for a young entrepreneur, I'm gonna say bravo.
Bravo. I mean,
like somebody said, he did better than Sheba Sheree.
I was just ready to say that. We didn't even have a website for Sheba Sheree when Sheba Sheree first came out back in the early 2000s. So
that is correct. I mean, so on that note, yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. He's a young man starting out his thing, and I like it. So okay, go ahead, Aiden, Dylan. This is Dylan's line, but Aiden, his brother, is his manager. So I'm here for it. And they told the people when we get to that point, they taking pre-orders. So listen, and you can't be mad at a mom that she's a single mother, she's a mortician, she's a Reiki healer. She's a lawyer. She got about 17 jobs. I'm not mad at Phaedra.
Our owner in a a clothing company,
That part. And I like the fact that she said her and Apollo are co-parenting nicely. Now I did see on Instagram a video with Apollo and the boys, and they was all working out. And Apollo has another son that is his twin. He looked like he's darn near his twin. So, I like the fact that they are, they co-parenting well. Yeah, Lorraine, the pants are nice for a young man. All the pockets very cool. Yes, I agree with you. I'm not fighting. Yeah, you are correct. I agree with you.
Yes. Anything else on that?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I was just looking. Oh, here we go. This is what I wanted to share. Okay.
Nice.
Does this young man not look just like Apollo?
Child, he spit him out.
Oh my God. I was just like, wow.
He donated all the DNA for that brother. What's the story behind it though?
So from what I heard, this is just hearsay, so don't quote me on anything. He reached out to Apollo on Instagram.
Oh.
Apollo seen his pictures and said that was my son. Actually, I just seen a video. Hold on. Let me see if we could go back and play. Hold on.
Oh.
See him and you're crying.
Yeah.
Is he emotional as well?
He didn't break down crying. Like, I think he was maybe a little emotional, but he was holding it together. I don't know what he was going through, but I'm sure he was definitely, there was a lot of things going on, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so you see this kid, you talk to this kid, you see him. Do y'all still speak to this day? What's the communication like all the way up to this point?
Oh yeah, we're locked in.
You're locked in?
Oh yeah, me and him is locked in.
Because we don't see this guy anywhere. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, we're locked in, like two peas in a pod. So it was cool though, because like when I came home, we build the bond, right? So we're doing all that stuff, talking on the phone every day, whatnot. Sometimes there's a disconnect sometimes, you know what I'm saying? It's just because, life goes by. I mean, we're locked in. We're pretty locked in, man.
So you call this man right now?
Oh yeah, right now.
Well, yeah. Pull up on you?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. So with all of that going on, it's a lot of moving pieces. When's the last time you spoke to this person?
Well, I mean, you really want to know?
Yeah, no, like for real.
I'm speaking to him right now.
What do you mean?
I'm speaking. You're the guy.
What you mean?
You're the guy.
Yeah, nobody gonna tell me I'm interviewing my father today?
Man.
Y'all wasn't gonna say nothing? What you mean? Yeah, it's just like that. Yeah, that's how it's done. You're speaking to him right now.
Yeah. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Love you.
Love you too.
Thanks for reaching out.
Absolutely. Yeah. It had to be done.
Definitely.
It's been a hell of a process, right? A hell of a process.
Crazy process.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot on your plate. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions, and we have a lot of answers for you. So, you guys stay tuned. And until next time, y'all stay up. Y'all be great.
Okay, so apparently he found his third son while in prison.
Wow. I want to speak to the mama because I do this. I got questions. You can't be just throwing no third son on us but go ahead, carry on. I do have questions though. Yeah, Lisa, it was a weird interview. Yeah, I don't. That's why I said that we do have questions. We need somebody to answer them. Apollo be doing a lot in these streets.
I don't think this was while him and Phaedra was married. Him and Phaedra had just got married in 2000.
No, it wasn't, because this kid.
They had just got married and then got pregnant with Mr. President. Yeah, so I don't think it was that kind of turnaround time. To me, as old as this guy looks, this looks like maybe like a high school relationship situation that may have happened fresh out of high school. Because this young guy, looks pretty older, to me. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, he does. Child, listen, we got questions. We got questions. We got questions and we need answers. Looking just like his daddy.
Just like his daddy. Have mercy.
Where's his mama, though?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's another beautiful day. To have a plan in a struggling situation is to have peace. It brings you peace. As long as you got a plan, as long as you trying to execute it every single day, and you know which direction you're going, that should bring you a certain amount of peace. It's not always going to look great. It's not always going to feel great. But as long as you know you got a plan and you're waking up every day and you walking in the right direction, you should be at peace with yourself. You should know that, okay, eventually something will shake. So to have a plan is to be at peace. So get yourself together today, start structuring your plan, and it's one day at a time, and one step after another. All right, y'all stay up. Go be great.
Period.
He doing motivational speaking. Okay. Lorraine said late 20s, early 30s, and Lisa said he has his voice. He does.
Yes. Okay. Got a little podcast and everything. Okay. We see you, sir.
Uh-huh.
How you doing? Okay.
His mama.
That's why I was trying to look and see if we get a Mother's Day.
Mama.
Yeah.
No, this site all about this. His Instagram page is dedicated to him. So Apollo's a granddad?
Oh, this is his nephew. Me and my nephew. Oh, okay. This let's look like a friend. Yeah, I don't see.
We gotta find out more and come back to it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. So that's his son. Interesting.
Now Shaniqua said he looks like every other light-skinned good hair man.
Okay, I do see a picture of Auntie on here, so maybe Mom is not in his life. Because I don't see any Mom anything on here. I do see Auntie though.
All right, we gotta dig. We're gonna have to dig. Okay, we'll stay tuned, y'all. And if y'all find something out, let us know.
Did he get a DNA test? Just saying. I'm so dead. Well, at this point, he too grown to pay child support or anything. So hell, what's the matter?
Listen, he accept them. He said,
look, everybody need a daddy's love, okay? And if Apollo wouldn't get that love for him,
so Apollo, for him not to be fighting and just look them right away, say, "Yeah, you my son," and welcome him and embrace him. If Apollo's here for it, so am I.
I'm here for it.
It's better than the 50 Cents and the Brian McKnights that just denying and child not accepting their kids.
Shameful. Shameful.
Yeah.
But I thought the scene with Shamia was super cute. Maybe Shy will get that music deal that Shamia did not get. So, keep pushing her, keep pressing her.
Monday. Monday.
I'm just saying, we keeping hope alive, okay?
She sounded cute.
She has a beautiful voice. She's a super cute little girl. So if we keep her in the lessons, keep her going, she could be great, just like Shamia. So I thought that scene was cute. For Shamia to have had strep throat, I don't know if it was a good idea to be around Shiloh, especially knowing all of her health issues and things like that. Now, she did say that she started taking the antibiotics about 3 days ago. So hopefully those things did not catch up, but best of luck to Shiloh in her health. Phaedra and the boys, I just thought that was an amazing, cute scene. I love the way that Phaedra has put herself in a position to make her scenes about her boys and her family and focusing on their goals and what they want. I don't know if you remember this, but she was saying on Married to Medicine, she was expressing to Heavenly, instead of being in all the mess and the drama, push your children. You got a black son that's in the dentistry world. You got a daughter that's in college pushing to become a dentist. And so I love the fact that Phaedra is following her own advice and pushing her boys, showing them that no matter how old you are, what age you're at, you can start your own business as long as this is something that you want to do. Put your mind to it and do it. And I just love that she is grooming her boys to be productive members of society. Get out here, find a hustle that's legal, doing that what it needs to do, and be successful. And like I said, I love that she is teaching her boys, y'all are all y'all got. So take care of one another. I'm not gonna be here one day, so y'all got to look out for each other. So 2 beautiful scenes I really, really enjoyed. Anything else?
No, I think that was, I enjoyed those scenes too.
Me too. So Kelli and her divorce, as we all know, Kelli has been going through her divorce since we started this season. Unfortunately, we went through a situation where her husband stole money from their business account. He no longer wants anything to do with the children. Allegedly, there was emotional and possibly physical abuse in their relationship. And so she's ready to wrap this thing up. Okay, people? So, Kelli is headed to the courthouse. Courts do not allow cameras inside, unfortunately. So we did not get an inside look at the court scene. But once we came out, we see that things did not really go in Kelli's favor. And so the court date was, the court was continued. So they will be back for another session. They were supposed to wrap it up around 12 o'clock. Unfortunately, they could not. So the judge did do a continuance. We get back to the house and, Shamia pops up to come and check on Kelli to see how things are going. Now, Shamia, according to the scene, she did come to the courthouse to hear and support Kelli in her testimony, but she left before she found out that, unfortunately, the court did not finalize their divorce. And so he was arrested. Mr. Mark was arrested due to not paying child support. So that was a whole nother issue as well. And so it was just very stressful. They could not come to any agreements with division of property and assets. And so they will be back again. While Shamia was there visiting, we did get a phone call from Angela as well. Angela called to check on Kelli to see how she was doing, which I thought was a fabulous thing as well. From my remembrance, I don't think that Kelli or Angela have had any issues this season. So it's good to see that they are still in connection and that she wanted to reach out to check on Kelli. Shamia, was very supportive and saying, we're here for you. If you need anything, let me know. Shamia also did say, I'm so glad that Angela reached out. Have you heard from Brit? And so Kelli shares with us, well, no, I have not heard from Brit since we got back from Grenada. Unfortunately, we had, a disagreement, and so things just have not been the same since. And so Shamia did say, well, that's just very sad. Y'all were supposed to be best of friends. You were there to support her when it came to the Kenya whole situation, and she's not here to support you. And that's not what a best friend does.
All right, we on the Kelli scene. Well, let me tell you something. I felt for Kelli. So give me a minute, Royaire.
So, I'll give my thoughts and opinions while we're waiting on Diva. This whole Kelli divorce situation, this is very unfortunate. Now what I do want to say is that we do only have one side of the story, which is Kelli's, okay? Now, based on everything she has said, it ain't looking too good for Mark, okay? He has stolen money from their business. He, did not want her to have the house. So, she moved out of the house. He does not want anything to do with the children. He doesn't want visitation. He don't want to pay child support. He don't want to do nothing. He has completely walked out on this family, according to what we are hearing from Kelli. And, you know, when you don't pay your child support, trust and believe, the people will lock you up. I used to be in child support court, okay? So I know. The fact that you have decided, sir, that it's okay for me to just give up on being a parent, supporting my children, it's unacceptable. You know, shout out to Kelli's business manager / friend for being there to support her through this rough time. Shout out to Shamia for coming through. I thought it was messy of Shamia to bring up the whole Brit, you know, that's not a friend, you know, and to compare her to Angela and Angela calling. I thought it was very messy because we're not here to be messy. We're here to show support to our girlfriend who really needs it right now.
So, yeah, Shamia is messy. Shamia had me fooled, and you know, it is what it is, but now my eyes are open. Mm-hmm. But I do, you know, I felt for Kelli because she got what? It's 4 kids, right?
4, yes. 3 by him, though. 3 by him.
She got 4 girls, and she's going through this, and he got arrested because he didn't want to pay the child support or whatever. He wasn't paying the child support or whatever the case may be. You know, breakups is just brutal. It's just brutal, and it's always hard, and it's always nice when, you know, when you can uncouple nicely. When you can uncouple nicely, it's a good thing. So if she went to court thinking, you know what, today's the day, I'm gonna finalize my divorce, and no, it's not finalized because the judge gave him to a certain time. It didn't happen, and on top of that, he got arrested. So you know, her assistant was there. Shamia stopped by. Shamia be doing the most. I don't even know what to say to Shamia, but Angela calling, I thought was really sweet. Now, I will agree with Kelli on this. Like they do, and I'll talk about more stuff when those scenes come up. I will agree with Kelli on this. Kelli showed up for Brit during her hardest time. They went to Grenada, right? Brit and Grenada did this whole grandstand award-winning performance. When Shamia found out her daughter was sick, she was hugging her. I'm here for you, girl. I will never let none do, girl. I'm your girl. I love you. But blah, blah, da, who. She did all of that for Shamia, who she was fighting like cats and dogs with. Brit, regardless of where y'all at now, with Kelli, at the end of the day, when everybody was dogging you, she came to your house. She brought the vitamin lady, okay? Then for your event that you didn't have the money that allegedly they suing y'all for right now, the party planner said you ain't tell the truth in that situation. She came there and brought you flowers. They showed multiple times where Kelli showed up for Brit. And this one time, no matter how you felt about her, you could have said, girl, I know you went to court today. I know we ain't in the best place, but I hope all is well. I hope you feeling well. And you could have sent some donuts to her house. So I will say this for sure. In that situation, Brit gets an F.
Yeah.
She gets an F.
It's all about reciprocity. What you give is what you get. And I do not feel, and I said this at the beginning of the season, and I don't dislike Brit. So let me take that narrative out. I don't dislike Brit. I dislike the way that she moves. As I have said earlier this season, anytime something is not about Brit, it's an issue. Or she pays no attention to it. This lady has been very supportive of you. She got fussed out by Kenya and told shut up by Kenya for you because she decided to say your card and your flowers. The least you could have done was sent a card and some flowers or something.
Something at the very least.
I know we're not in the best place, but I also hate that you're going through this.
Come on now, you better say them words.
Like
that's simple, Royaire. That's simple. That's simple. Yes, I agree with you.
If Shamia and Portia can do the same, why can't y'all?
Right.
But then also, it goes back to the genuineness of y'all friendship and connection. Was it there for either of you? because we're gonna deal with Miss Kelli later on in this episode as well, because she ain't innocent in this battle.
No, she not. But in this particular situation, Brit could have sent the text, a dog bone, something. She could have did something.
Yes, come on for the dog bone.
Yeah, but what she didn't do is not acceptable. We ain't having it.
Yeah, but shout out to Shamia and shout out to Angela for actually following through, checking on Kelli. You know, divorce is not easy for anyone. As we already know, we have Portia and Drew who are also going through divorces as well. So, this is rough. It's rough, but that was that scene. So, in the next couple of scenes, you know, we see Cynthia. She receives an invitation for Phaedra's event, okay, and so she's excited to go to that. Let's see, there will be faux fur, there will be chinchilla, there will be real fur, you know, and so this is Phaedra's best friend's shop, and so they're coming together to, you know, promote the business and bring out new things. So, you know, the rest of the ladies as well get an invitation. Next up, we have Cooking with Kelli at Williams-Sonoma, okay? Now, Kelli said that she's been working alongside with Williams-Sonoma for years, okay? And so she comes in every now and then and she does cooking demonstrations, you know, and just opens it to the public to come in, learn new recipes, learn about her chicken and waffle restaurant, learn about her waffle business, because she is the chicken and waffle queen in Atlanta. Let the people tell it, okay? So Angela and Charles come to this event, as well as Phaedra, Drew, and so they are the guests for today's Williams-Sonoma Cooking with Kelli. Now, Kelli comes in and she shares with Angela comes in and she shares with Kelli that Charles is a great cook, you know, and he would love to be a part of the competition. So Charles, you know, he jumps in line and he go ahead and get ready. Okay, listen, he said, I know I'm that guy. I cook, I do it well, and it's gonna be good. So get ready, okay?
Boom.
They said they ready to take tests. We got Phaedra ready with her mouth, okay? We got Drew, she's ready, and Angela, she already know what her man can do, so she ain't worried. She said he gonna win this competition. So they are super excited about that. You know, the ladies do talk about their trip to Grenada. Angela brings up, you know, whether or not Kelli has heard from Brit since the trip. And so Kelli says, you know, unfortunately, we have not talked since the trip. You know, there was an issue with the whole glam situation, and that became a thing. And so we have not talked since, okay? Charles said he stay ready so he don't have to get ready. And so when it is addressed about Kelli and Brit not talking, Phaedra says, well, wait a minute. Aren't y'all supposed to be besties? What's going on with that? And so in the midst of that conversation, we jump to Brit is hosting and taking advice from Miss Phaedra Parks herself, okay? Now, back in Grenada, Phaedra told the girl, listen, if the people say they want to come to your house, what she say, Diva? You get you a good charcuterie board?
And invite the people in.
Invite the people in.
Invite them over.
With a nice glass of wine, okay? Bring them on over. So Brit has invited Cynthia and Portia over to her home, and the ladies are shocked, okay? They cannot believe that they are at Miss Edie's home of the abode, okay? So Portia felt that this was a very sacred moment to be invited in, so she took it all in. She strutted her way in through the door. She paused and made a moment of it. I mean, this is a thing, okay? Because if you've been watching, we remember that Brit was very upset that none of the ladies have tried to get to know her, have tried to reach out to her, have tried anything with her. And Portia said, well, you haven't been welcoming. You haven't invited us out anywhere. So how can we get to know you when you ain't trying to get to know us, okay? So Brit made a full circle moment inviting the ladies. Brit, you know, begins to then address, you know, there's some issues between her and Kelli, okay? Unfortunately, you know, she shares that Kelli had a meeting behind her back and told her glam team that they can no longer work with Brit Edie, okay? Kelli says that she uses her hair, her makeup, her clothing, her photographer, her financial stewardess, her kitchenware cook. I mean, she used the whole team.
Everybody.
And it's giving that you don't have money.
It's giving you not that girl.
Yes. That you've been
wow.
You are. That same girl that flew her staff to Florida to get their body done. It's not giving that girl, okay? So Brit said, you know, it was just very unfortunate. You know, she would have hoped that Kelli and her could have had a little sidebar conversation instead of making it a whole thing. If you didn't want me to use your team anymore, you could have met with me and said that. I would have found my own team. But no, she decided to do it with the team. Cynthia and Portia were very confused because just like Phaedra said, we thought y'all were besties. So we don't understand how this fallout is happening. So, you know, Cynthia said, well, Portia, you got a bestie on the show. Phaedra, what's y'all rule? Who's freaking frack? Portia said, well, I'm both. I'm frick and frack, okay?
Boom.
But one thing we do have an understanding, and Diva, we have this same understanding.
Yes, we do. Yes,
we respect one another.
No jealousy.
We have no jealousy of any kind.
None. Zero.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Zero.
Zero.
So she said that's what keeps their friendship together. There's no jealousy, and they have respect.
Yes.
Well, since we're talking about respect and friendship and honesty, I found out that Shamia is now using the same glam team that Kelli is using. And so Cynthia said, well, wait a minute. Does Shamia know that the glam team and you had a meeting not to work with Brit? And she said, I don't know nothing about that. Brit said, I don't know. But what I do know is, since friendships are not friending, let me give you some information, Portia.
Let me give you the tea.
Portia. And so she says, well, Shamia, your bestie, was sharing text messages with me and Kelli between you and your attorney. And so she shared whatever the little information was in a text message. And Portia knew it was true automatically because her mouth just dropped to the floor. Really? And so Portia does clear up that was not between her and her attorney. It was really between her and her therapist. But her and Shamia were supposed to have moved on. They've cleaned the slate. This is a brand new friendship. But apparently,
this is even worse. I'd rather you talk about what I told the attorney, not the therapist.
Not the therapist.
That's so private when you talk to your therapist.
That's HIPAA.
Child.
You don't allegedly Dr. Jackie Walter.
Child. Ain't it terrible?
So we jump back to cooking with Kelli. So they have finished up their cooking, and so we're now tasting. And the ladies, they enjoyed Charles's waffles. Okay.
Yes, they did.
Loved it. They was just all up in it. Okay. And so they called it as a tie because they said that Kelli's was good too, but it didn't seem to be as good as Charles. Okay.
Know that I will say this real quick, and I know you're gonna give me my moment, but I will say this real quick. Angela's grown. Yes. Because right away she said it's a tie.
It's a tie.
I like Angela.
Yes.
I do like her. I like her. Yes. She wasn't doing all this drama, like she wasn't in the confessional shade and like, no, my husband really won, but I just said it was a tie. She was like, it's a tie. Come on to Angela. That's grown. That's grown.
My man, this is your event. Both of y'all gonna win.
Yeah.
Okay? We gonna have peace at this table.
That part.
Well, unfortunately, while the peace was going down, drama was stirring up in the back.
Yeah, it was.
So we at the table kikiing and he and having a good time. And we have a gentleman that decides to walk up on Angela.
Walk up on her. Where's security?
Can I have a conversation with you?
But where was security? How you just let somebody walk up on me? But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess Kelli the only one that hired security, so he's the only one that she's covered. Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. All righty. So the gentleman, he walks up and says, I want to speak to you. I know your husband, and I have some information that I think you would really like. And so Angela is thrown aback because she like, who is this man?
Who this man Harpo?
About? Who this man Harpo? What is he talking about? Where did he come from? Well, he then walks away. And what was so interesting to me, because, Angela did dismiss him, send him on his way.
Yeah. I get out of y'all,
was that Kelli then went to go take a cheers and a shot with this man. And he says, let's cheers to a woman whose name is Angela and her husband is cheating on her. And Kelli says, whoa. I'm not here for all of that foolishness. She does go over to the security. He escorts him out, asks him to leave. Luckily, Charles did not hear this, and Angela is so glad that he didn't. Because as we already know, Charles is about that life. He already told Miss Portia, sit yourself down, because that ain't what it's about. He already let Miss Brit know, I ain't no hoe. I don't fool with hoes, okay? That ain't what he do. So Charles has no problem with speaking up for himself. Phaedra said, girl, who is that man? Do you know him? And she said, I don't know him. But we're going to find out who he is. Well, after the event, Kelli did go over to Angela and she said, listen, I want you to know I had nothing to do with that. I don't want you to ever think that I would bring you and your husband in my event, in my presence, to have something like this go down. Now, this is a public event, so I can't control who comes in and comes out. But I just want you to know I did not set this up, okay? So I respect Kelli for coming to her. If this is true, I respect Kelli for coming and letting the people know, hey, I ain't with this. Just know I'm clean of this, okay?
Right. This ain't my circus.
This ain't my circus, not my clowns. So Phaedra then rushes herself to the car. She said, let me get in the car, honey. And so she calls Portia. Ring, ring, ring. Ring, ring, ring. Diva, girl, I got some tea for you.
What's going on?
This man walked up on Angela.
Say what now?
He walked up on Angela.
Oh, my God.
And said he got some tea about her.
Not the tea.
He got the tea. Apparently he cheating, girl. Honey, the girls was a throne. Cynthia couldn't believe it. Portia couldn't believe it. Brit was in shock. It was a hot mess, okay?
Hot, stinking, filthy, nasty mess.
Low down and dirty mess.
Low down,
dirty individual.
Ooh, you know what, Tanya? Angela told us at the beginning of the season that Shamina was a mean girl. I'm not surprised because birds of a feather flock together and she's friends with Portia. And we know how she used to act. Well, Shamia, she had me fooled initially. I think I was blinded by the house, okay, in the riches. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, but she did have me fooled. But now my eyes, I can see. I cleaned off the glasses. I can see now. So yeah, Shamina is a good name for her. Shamina, okay. So yeah, the honey, those two scenes were to die for, okay.
Lorraine says she thinks that this is a scheme that Phaedra set up for the bull.
Oh, I don't. I
don't think so either, but
I think it was Brit. If you notice the preview for next week's episode, he shows up again somewhere. Charles gets pissed, and then who this hoe? And Charles get pissed, and then you see Brit trying to walk the guy away. Yeah, Brit is trying to walk. So I think that's why they were saying, Brit got busted. I think Brit is the one that set this up. That's what I'm thinking so far. But did you finish with those two scenes? You want me to talk on those?
Yeah, we could talk about those.
Okay, so the William and Sonoma scene, I loved it. I thought it was cool that they both was having a cook-off there, and they used Kelli's waffle mix to make the waffles, and it was the toppings that what happened?
Question: Williams-Sonoma, is this a kitchen store? A kitchen store?
It's like, yep. It's like, it's a very popular store. And when I was in, and you know, unbeknownst to me, I went. I think it was last year. I went for my girlfriend's birthday party in Sonoma, and we saw the original William and Sonoma store. It was. I had a really good time. We went to wine country. We just had a really good time. But anyway, yes, it was a lot of fun. So you know, they made their waffles. The girls tasted them, and I thought it was cool how we had these split scenes where we had 3 of the girls at Williams Sonoma, and we had other 3. I hate to say this, but the leaks were saying allegedly Phaedra is behind the man. Oh my God. Thank you, Emmanuel.
I want to be like Homer Simpson and just fade into the background now.
I know, right? Oh my God. Thank you for that. Wow. So I thought it was nice how they had the split scenes, right? And it was Drew, Angela, and what's the name? Who else was there?
Drew, Angela, and Phaedra.
Drew, Angela, and Phaedra were at the, you know, Williams Sonoma, and they tried the waffles. Shortcake, Kelli, that outfit was hideous. And I hate to say this. Yeah, well, I don't know why Phaedra would be behind it either. But we'll find out. We'll see. I hate to say this, but regardless of who Brit is or is not, she's slaying the clothes. The girl is beautiful, and she just takes beautiful pictures. There's some people that they just photograph so well, just naturally. And even when Brit didn't have makeup on, Brit is still very beautiful. At the last scene when we get to it, Kelli's makeup just seemed to be piled on. But that outfit that she had for her Williams Sonoma event, it was an epic fail. It wasn't cute. It was just, I don't know. And maybe because she was making strawberry waffles, I don't know, but I didn't think it was cute at all. Yeah, all of Kelli's outfits are hideous.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
They
but
are.
I told you about that fashion guy that Paris or Perry or whatever.
But you know what? He was addressing Brit, and Brit was looking cute. I don't know. But her outfits definitely, yeah.
But then also Brit is tall and she has body. And when you tall and have body, things look very differently on a tall person versus a short. Kelli is just so short, so it's hard for stuff.
Got big boobs.
Yes, with big boobs, so stuff don't fit right and look right.
Yeah. So I mean, I thought her outfit for her own event was just horrible. I feel like Charles is very laid back. So when this guy came and said he wanted to speak to Angela, I was like, what is this about? I was a little shocked because I just forgot and was oblivious to the fact that they're trying to run this cheating storyline with Charles. But the guy just came out of nowhere. And she wished him away, but he came there with an agenda and he finished off the agenda. Because when he did the toast and he said that, I was like, OMG. But I wasn't quite sure how Charles, because it didn't seem like it was a big place. And the guy seemed like Charles was here and the guy was there. Like,
yeah. So I was like, maybe they just edited the scene to where he wasn't. I don't know. I don't know.
I think that was weird. You know, but anywho. And then Brit once again tells the group that she hasn't spoken to Kelli tells the group that she hasn't spoken to Brit since Grenada, right? And again, that they're fighting over this glam squad, which I think is totally insane. Now, when it comes to the other scene with Portia, Cynthia, and Brit, I thought it was cute too that she finally invited them over, took them downstairs, you know, they started talking or whatever. And although Shamia online on the Instagram, she want to tell us that Brit is a whole liar, the way that Portia looked when she was saying it, it had to be some truth to it, because Portia said straight up in her confessional that what did she say? She said that, you know, it wasn't my lawyer, it was my therapist. So how would she even be privy to the information if she wasn't told by Shamia? I think Shamia was in the street playing both sides of the fence. I think she threw her girl Portia under the bus. I think once people started feeling sympathy for her, because she was saying that Portia really didn't want her on the show, and I think she just started running her mouth about Portia. I really do. And Portia, you know, is shocked. Like every second that she, you know, she keeps hearing about, you know, Shamia defying their relationship. So I don't think it's Brit is low hanging fruit right now. So it's easy to throw every transgression on her. But Shamia, I'm not for it. I think you did show Brit these texts, and you was talking about Portia. I'm not for the nonsense. I'm really not. But I thought they were two great scenes. But again, I got confused. I do not know at all how Charles did not hear that whole situation, but he didn't hear it, so they move forward. So I will too.
I'm gonna chop it up and just say, as far as the Charles situation, it looked like there was a lot of people there. Mind you, they are mic'd, so things seem louder when you're mic'd versus being actually in the presence of theirs. So I could see how he possibly, because he was like whispering, if you make like kind of like, because even Phaedra, who she was sitting next to, asked, what did he say? So you know, I don't know, but that's what I'm gonna chop it up to. This whole situation with Portia and Shamia and Brit and this information coming out, I believe it 1,000%, and I'm gonna tell you why I believe it. We're gonna have to jump back a few episodes to Portia's pamper party. When Angela and Drew told us that they were out together with Shamia, and Shamia was sharing information about Portia and how their friendship, you know, is not in the best of place. When Shamia asked what was said, Angela and Drew both came out and said what was said in regards to being on the Housewives show, in regards to feeling that your friend does not support you. Them hens have come home to what's the saying? The hens have come home to roost.
The hens have come home to roost.
The washing machine has finished and the truth is coming out.
Oh shoot.
And the clothes are going in the dryer and everything is really coming out now. Yeah, we just gotta go on and fess up to it. You're messy like Portia. You was talking about your friend. Rightfully so, because your friend really has not been supporting you. She didn't show up to your wedding. You know, y'all have had tiffs and issues throughout the years. So I completely understand it. But for you to sit back and play like you're not doing these things, it's not a good look, Shamia, at all. So I believe 1,000% everything that Brit is saying in regards to that situation, because we have had Angela and Drew sharing with us throughout the season about Shamia and Portia's friendship and their issues. Any thoughts?
I mean, it's messy.
It's very messy.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I'm curious of, when did Brit receive this information? Because I will say this. If we have had a fallout, Diva, and we have wiped the slate clean, right? Anything prior to that slate, I'm not going to hold you accountable for, because we've said, listen, we've done things, we've said things, we wiping the slate clean, we moving forward. So I'm curious of when this information came out that Brit now knows about.
The timing of it, right?
Yes. Because were you still talking bad about me after we said that we were good?
And see, I don't think so. I think it probably was all early on.
Okay.
But you know, Brit is struggling now for everything.
She's pulling straws.
She's pulling straws, so she had to do what she had to do.
Yeah. Well, that was that scene there. So I guess we'll move on to our final scene. Listen, we appreciate y'all for joining us. Make sure you're hitting that like button on both channels, Chronicles of the Greyhead Diva and Royaire's World. Make sure you share. And if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe and your notification bells on all. That way you see each and every time we post a video with you in mind. So now we are headed over to Phaedra's Ivy showroom, the Black Glove shopping affair, okay? Now, we know Phaedra, she does the creme de la creme, okay? Top notch. She is all for the pompous industry. This is right up her alley, okay? This is what we've been waiting for Phaedra, okay? The show, okay? Here we are. So, Phaedra has invited all of the ladies are coming to this event. She's super excited. She wants everybody to be on time because when it's time to start the show, it's time to start. She has shared with us. Period. She said the housewives ain't the only girls that's here. There's some very important clients that are here, and she cater to them. Okay, so y'all, TikTok, be on time. Okay.
Right.
So, Portia calls while Phaedra is touring, getting everything set up for the final. Everything okay, and unfortunately, Portia has some bad news. Portia will not be attending this event because unfortunately one of her closest cousins, Lundy, has passed away. And so I do want to say, I know this has been probably about over a year or so now, but my condolences to Portia and her family. My condolences to Lundy and her family, her parents. Such a sad situation. As they said, it was unfortunate, just sudden. So sending out prayers to y'all, though it is been some time, but still nobody gets over the loss of their loved ones. So sending my condolences and prayers out to them. So Portia will not be attending tonight's event. Phaedra was, of course, very sympathetic, very understanding, and respectable of that situation. So as we move on, Phaedra was, of course, in her dress. She went to the back, got dressed up, and Phaedra wore what she wore. I personally was not a fan of it. I was just like, okay, you're here showing off your son's new clothing line with your ass out.
Yeah.
Okay, girl.
Yeah.
Okay. But she began to greet her guests. Kelli comes in. I was not a fan of whatever Kelli had on. It just was not working for me. Cynthia looked gorgeous and tall with her long black dress. I said, come through, Cynthia.
Come on, Cynthia.
Like what Shamia and Angela had on. I loved Angela's all black shorts with it was giving Chanel. It was giving John Nick. I was like, come on, girl, you better. It was super cute. So, the ladies came in dressed and looked lovely. They did their thing. There was a conversation about security. And the conversation about security came up because Kelli said, you possibly name me security, Miss Angela, because you got people walking up on you at events and you don't know who they are. And so Angela began to break down the story of all of that happening because, of course, Cynthia was not present or Shamia was present for that situation at Kelli's last event. Right. So Angela begins to tell the ladies that there was a gentleman that walked up to her and began to address her about her husband Charles and knowing him and how ladies come to his restaurants and he would rather share this information with her, and it was just a lot going on.
It was a lot.
Well, in the midst of that story, we have an entrance from Miss Brit. Okay, Brit comes in looking fabulous, tall, skinny, with her bob. I said, come on, Bob. Yes, honey. She walks in mid-story. She greets everyone. She says, hello, hello, hello. She speaks directly to Kelli.
Ooh, child.
Look, Diva, go ahead. Do it. Do it for me.
No,
do it.
Petty.
Look, hey, Royaire. Nothing, okay?
Royaire. She had paid her dust.
Crickets. You hear me? You could have heard a mouse peeing on cotton. That's
Dust.
on the gift of ignore.
Yeah.
And so, while she was ignoring her, Angela got back to trying to finish her story, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the midst of trying to finish her story, Brit says, Kelli, are we good? Everything okay? And so Kelli began to share, and open up about her Williams-Sonoma event and how things happened, all of that situation. And so Angela finally kind of takes over back the story again, and she begins to share that she did have an investigation done pretty much to figure out who this gentleman was.
They got people, honey. They got
people that know people that know people, okay? Woo! And her people don't play about her and Charles at all. Okay? So, as Angela is trying to finish this story, she does share that this gentleman was paid, and there was another gentleman that paid him on behalf of one of the housewives. Okay? So all of the ladies were in shock. Well, Kelli said, well, maybe it was the individual who was not at my event. And so Brit said, well, I hope you weren't saying it was me, because I had Cynthia and Portia with me. They were at my home with me, so I don't have anything to do with that, okay? And so Brit said, it's giving passive aggressive. It's giving that we have a problem and an issue, and what's the issue? And Kelli said, you acting like the big bad wolf, so if we got a problem, say what you got to say. Brit then said, well, it's giving that you're insecure. And she explained to the ladies, and I'm going to tell you why. She said, we went into this season, and when we went to Nashville, Kelli wanted someone to dress like her and to be with her and to do everything with her. So guess what? I jumped on the bandwagon and joined the crowd, and so I did those things. Kelli then called Brit a pill popper, okay? Because the conversation escalated from there.
Woo, honey, it went from 0 to 100 fast.
Pill popper, wait a minute, hold on.
I had to rewind, Royaire. I was
like, wait, how do we go from talking about Angela's man or Angela and this guy to then Brit ignoring Roy? Listen.
Child.
Ignore. You better learn it.
You better learn it. She called her husband her roommate.
Her roommate just completely disrespected her. Then Brit Edie says, well, you need to worry about that situation with your man, them abortions that you got while you was married. And from that point, Kelli just went ballistic.
She lost it.
Get this B out of here. This hoe don't know who she talking to. Blase, blase, blah. I mean, and they are going back and forth with one another, people. So if you want all the information, you got to go back and watch the episode.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot. Well, Phaedra decided to separate them. She took Kelli onto her seat while Kelli was still going off trying to calm Kelli down. Because at this point, it's time to start the show. Well, as we waiting for the show to start, Drew was outside knocking on the door.
Trying to get in.
Now, she did inform us that she texted Phaedra and let her know that she was going to be late. She sent Phaedra a video of the traffic, but Phaedra didn't care, okay?
She didn't.
The doors will close at 7 and the show will start at 7.
Because, she need drama. She drama.
Okay? So, the hostess, she calls over Phaedra. They get the show started. They begin to walk down with their furs, their faux furs, their chinchilla, their outfits, It was what it was. I'm not a fur person, so I'm
me either.
Whatever. Nothing special for me personally. And so we decided to, after that part, Phaedra said we can then unlock the door. Well, we had a surprise guest this episode. Did you see Letitia?
I did.
I said, oh, look at
this. I thought it was cute.
I thought it was cute. I did.
I thought it was
super cute. So we did get to see Letitia walking in with Drew. Okay. So Drew came on in and sat down. Our MC of the night then decided that she would introduce us Dylan's new clothing line. Okay. So Dylan came walking out with his pants, you know, and Aiden came following behind. All of the ladies stood up and clapped and congratulated. They were super proud and super happy for Dylan, Phaedra, and her boys. It was a beautiful moment. So that was a beautiful way to end off that part of the episode. Lastly, in the last scene, we do address that Portia unfortunately lost her cousin, which was the reason that she's not here. Phaedra did give that announcement to the ladies. We did see Shamia get very emotional during that moment as well. So it does seem that Shamia, you know, was aware of the situation going on, and she was very emotional about, you know, the loss of Lundy. And so that pretty much ended off this episode of season 16, episode 16, Chicken and Waffles.
Honey,
on that last team.
Chicken and waffles. Well, child, it was so much. I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
Okay, I lost my breath for a minute there. Now, let me just share this for you. This is Brittany said this what they jealous of. This why they mad. She said this why they mad. Okay. So Paris, the stylist that they was fighting over, styled her.
Excuse me.
We talk about the makeup artist and where the fit came from and all that. And she said this why she mad. Listen, regardless of how you feel about this girl, she slayed the pictures. She know how to get face. And she got body. Well, I don't know what happened with whether she bought the body, she worked for the body, whatever. She got body. She slayed the photos. And I'm gonna say this respectfully. Kelly's photos are not coming out like this. It is what it is, right? But Kelly is not giving the face and the body in the photos like this girl is giving them. This girl got face, she got body, she's giving the photos, she's a slam dunk with it. And you know, sometimes it's just people, they know how to pose, they know how to get the face, they know how to get the photos. Brit Edie is definitely doing it. So that scene, you know, it's always brutal when people who you used to tell your intimate secrets to and your best friends, and then you're fighting. It's always nasty. And I err on the side of you should never go low when you know all the business of your past previous friend. Yes. That scene got ugly real quick, real fast. And this is not video because you know we get dinged for the video, whatever. But she said, let me tell you something, Ho. You better talk to your pill popping roommate. Ouch. She's talking about her husband. So not only did you call him your roommate, but you said he popped pills. So if you go low, you can't control how low the other person is going to go with you. I just have to say that. I think both was wrong, but when you go low, you got to be prepared for somebody to go back low on you. And she said, the stylist said you look a mess, so keep it up unless you want to talk about those, abortions you had when you were married. So both of them went gutter. But again, you can't control where the gutter is going to go.
That's true.
You cannot. So they both went gutter. It was nasty. It went to hell in a handbag in like 2.2 seconds. And it is all over the glam squad, right? And all I could say is that, I mean, here's the thing, Royaire. If I know a videographer so that we can pop this YouTube thing off, and I send the videographer your way, it has whatever y'all do, that's going to be based on your talent. I can't get jealous because, Royaire videos look better than mine. Well, Royaire gave him better direction than I did. What are we going to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? You have more ideas or whatever the case may be. To get jealous is just, jealousy to me is one of those things that I'm fortunate I never been in that lane. To God be the glory. You understand what I'm saying, Royaire?
Yeah.
But I do believe, again, regardless of how, people feel about Brit, I do believe that Kelly got jealous. Kelly at this last scene, The makeup to me was caked on. It just wasn't a good look for her. And her outfits are, you know, I think she's seen better days. So let me just share screen again. But it's funny in the pictures, you know, whatever they're doing to the pictures, I think her look in the pictures are better than her actual looks when you see her on screen. Her and the daughters, they're so freaking adorable. I can't stand it. Absolutely gorgeous, right? These are beautiful pictures and beautiful looks. But she's not looking like this on screen. She's not. And I don't know what she's doing with the looks, you know, when she's on screen. But she's just she I've seen better in her. Like, this is a gorgeous. She looks gorgeous there.
And she's had work done since then. You can look and see. You can tell.
Oh, but what's sad is, Royaire, she's not showing up like this on screen. This is a gorgeous picture of her. Like, now I just felt like that last scene, I felt like the makeup was caked on. This right here, when she first went on Watch What Happens Live with with Andy, this right here, I said she slayed it down.
This is definitely gorgeous. I love this look.
Laid this down. But it's like her on-screen looks, I don't know what's going on. This right here, she slayed.
Editing and photos is a huge thing now. And I think that's a lot of the problem when we see our people on TV and pictures. Editing is just such a huge thing now. You can make yourself look smaller. You can make your nose look smaller. You can make, you know, just things look to your liking in a picture versus in person. Things are going to be what they are, and what you see is what you get. Right. So that's my opinion on that.
Yeah, like, this look was horrible. I'm not quite sure what's going on with her. But you know, Kelli, it's like a hit or miss. So let's just jump to this right here. Oh, I can't do that because it's showing. But that strawberry shortcake dress, it just wasn't, it didn't hit the mark. And again, like I say, her pictures, this bathing suit was just not what was up either. That was in Grenada. Like, now that look is not bad. I just think it's a hit.
Like, she's trying to go for this high fashion look, and it's just not pulling off. It's just not. Okay. To me, that's
what I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, she's trying to do the daughters are gorgeous though. And she's beautiful too, but I just think her looks are all over the place. There's no consistency.
She has no real sense of fashion. Like, there's no real lane that she's in. It's just like you in everybody's lane, and it's just not that.
And I think if the glam squad, if she didn't have one, I don't know if she would know what to do. Yeah. So either way though, I thought the makeup in that last scene, I thought it was caked on. I thought it was too much. And I don't know what she's doing. So but they went low together. They both took it together. And I think it's sad that we're at this point. At the fashion show, the boys did well. I thought it was so cute that he said, "We taking pre-orders." You better do that business at your opportunity to be on this screen and letting the people know. I think
that's what it reminds me of. La Archive. Ain't that Marlowe's La Archive or something?
That particular place, the vault is not.
Okay.
You talking about the name of it? No wonder. Yeah. I told you I wasn't filming it.
I can't put it, but it's the archive. Marlowe's line, Star Archive. Like, we gotta come up with something different.
Yeah, I told you I kind of wasn't feeling the name. I'm not. I think they could come up with a better name. That's just my opinion on it. I'm not. The name is not like giving me no.
Yes. I want to address just a few things before we close out. This last scene specifically. First of all, I'm disappointed in both Kelli and Brit.
Yeah.
To show up to an event and to hash your issues out there, it ain't cute. Like, I just feel like we've been doing that long enough in the housewives world. Let's do something right for once. But, you know, I feel like it should never hurt to say hello to anybody. It should never hurt to speak, be respectful, you know.
Right.
It doesn't cost anything to say hello.
Right.
Nothing at all. If that's all we're going to say for the rest of the night, a hello will suffice.
Yes.
But also, I also feel and want to say, once you realize that somebody is not addressing you and not there for you and not feeding into you, don't poke the bear.
Yeah.
Don't continue to go after them.
Right. Let it go. Move forward. Let it
go. And it reminded me of earlier this season with her and Kenya. You kept poking the bear. You kept poking the bear.
Okay.
And reaction out of it.
But you know what? Let me say this. I'll say this for you. You know, YouTube. There are some YouTubers that they go at it. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
But see, with me, you're not gonna knock me off my square.
Yes.
So I feel like regardless of what happened in that situation with Brit and Kenya, you let her knock you off your square.
Just like Kelly did.
Mm-hmm. That part.
Yeah.
That part. Because they can't get you if you don't let them get you.
What can you say if you, hey, that's all she had. Look, hi.
That's it. That part. That part.
And walk on about your business. Don't give this girl no airtime. Don't give her no opportunity. You gave her opportunity, you ran with it, and now both of y'all looking like some fools.
Yep.
And the bigger issue is, obviously what she said was true, and not that it's any of our business, but obviously what Brit said about Kelly was true because you lost it.
You lost it. You lost it. You lost it. You let her get to you.
You let her get to you. She got right up under your skin, went right there, and you fell right into the trap, just like Kenya did.
Right into the booby trap.
Right into it.
Yeah.
And Brit knew she got her. She knew she got her.
Yeah.
So it was a shame on both of their parts. You know, like I said, hello doesn't cost anything to anybody. And Brit should have left that girl alone. You knew that she didn't want no problems. I mean, not at this moment. She obviously wasn't wanting it for you. She didn't speak. She didn't give you anything. But also, it was wrong of Kelly, in my opinion, as well, to try to frame Brit to make it seem like she was the one that hired this individual to do the whole Angela situation.
Why? We don't know yet. Why do you think Phaedra would do that? I'm not saying I don't know who did it.
Yeah, I don't think.
Why would you think Phaedra? I think Phaedra, if she did do it, she's stupid.
Yeah,
because that means she didn't learn her lesson from the Candy situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, at the end, the next scene, if you see how when they rolled into the next scene, Brit, the man is there at another event. Charles said, "Get this man out of here."
Mm-hmm.
And then Brit pulls him away. So that's why I was like, okay, that's why they mad at Brit, because allegedly Brit, must have hired this guy to say this.
Yeah. I think people are saying Phaedra because there have been talks of Phaedra and Angela having an issue with one another. But I feel like the issue was going to be that Phaedra went and tried to spread this rumor that her husband is cheating on her because she immediately went and called Brit, Portia, and Cynthia about the whole situation. So I do feel like that Brit put all of this together, but I think it's making Phaedra look bad because she kind of played into the whole play of it all. So, or maybe Phaedra and Brit are in this together. I don't know.
It's messy beyond belief, and I don't know what to believe. I mean, I'm guessing between the last episode and the reunion, we're gonna find out.
Yeah,
sure. But you know what though? That's why Brit should have came. Because at this point now, to be honest with you, Royaire, we could put it on Brit's back. She ain't here to defend herself.
At all.
They could close this thing out saying Brit
herself and she not coming back. So
right. They could definitely close this thing out saying Brit did it.
For sure. But yeah, like I said, very disappointed in Kelli, very disappointed in Brit. You know, this could have been a situation where we spoke and moved on. It did not have to go as low as it is. I never like when people fall out. Now we want to start sharing information that we done known about each other. Like, it's just so lowbrow and just unnecessary. Like, if you don't have that much of an issue with each other, don't speak at all. Just hello and move on about your business. Let's deal with it at another date. But that is season 16, episode 16 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Chicken and Waffles. At the end of every episode, we ask that you leave your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section, rating this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. Leave your thoughts and opinions down below, and we will go through those. Auntie, your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is it was a good episode.
It was.
K-Mocha, you always throw off my little thoughts, but I'm going to roll with you. I'm going to roll with you, and I'm going to give it a 9. I'm going to give it a 9. And let me tell you why I'm giving it a 9. You know, I didn't understand the pajama thing to the doctor's office with Shamia and the girls, but I liked the scene. And I think that, you know, although Shamina is messy, I will say this. I know she loves her kids. She loves her husband. And when you have a child that requires extra work because of, you know, maybe their health challenges or whatever, I feel like Shamia is showing us this with grace. So I'm loving it. And listen, I saw Charles. I did see, let me just throw this in there real quick, Royaire. I did see on the Watch What Happens Live with Andy, it was Cynthia and Angela, and Charles was the bartender. And he said 5 things that he loved about his wife, Angela.
Okay.
I almost fell off and bust my head on my coffee table that I don't have. Literally, I was like, oh my God, right? And he cut his hair. He looks different without, you know, that big fro and whatever he had going on. He cut his hair, but he legit said 5 things about Monique talking about, see, I told you they was in love. Now, Monique, I ain't going that far yet.
I'm so dead.
But he did say 5 things that he absolutely loves about, you know, we probably can't play it, Royaire.
Okay. Okay.
Probably gonna ding us. They probably gonna ding us. But she did say 5 things, or maybe it's in there. You know what? Play it. Let's
yeah, we can take it out. We can edit it out if it is.
Go ahead, play it. You gotta turn it up.
Why don't have no sound?
Yeah, why don't it have sound? Oh.
Fun fact: Charles Oakley appeared.
You gotta play it the other way. Play it the other way because it was sounding. Let's see.
This is ghetto.
Do you not wear your wedding ring?
Okay.
Fun fact: Charles Oakley appeared in the movie Space Jam, but tonight he's telling us why his wife is out of this world by counting down the top 5 things he loves about Angela. Okay, Charles, what's number 5?
Okay, number 5, she's sexy.
Woo! Okay.
Number 4, she's smart.
Yes. Okay.
Number 3, she can talk a lot of smack.
Okay. And you like that?
I mean, yes, you got to like it.
Yes.
Number 4, she can handle her business.
Yes.
Number 5, she's a good mom with the kids.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Very good. Very good. That list was a.
She's sexy. His counting was off.
Yeah, it was.
He said 5, 4, 3, 2. He didn't even say 1, but whatever. We give it to him because he was nervous. He was nervous. He ain't used to, you know, you saying good things about his wife. He was nervous. So he said she's smart. She's. I don't know why I fool with you. Oh, God.
Oh my God. Listen, if he like it, I love it. Shout out to Charles and Angela's love. Shout out to them, okay?
But did he look different? Did he look different with his haircut? Did he look different with his haircut?
Different.
He looks younger. He looks
younger. Yes, he does.
Yeah, I like him with his haircut. So you know, Angela, stand by your man, honey. I don't know what to tell her.
Listen, if you love him, if you like him, I love him for you, boo.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Yes. And she looked. I didn't like her outfit, but I thought her face was beat nice last night. I really did.
Okay.
She had a nice face beat.
She has a beautiful face. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, girl. We see you, Angela. Go, girl. All righty. Well, I am giving this episode a 9 as well. Thoroughly enjoyed it from the top to bottom, starting off with Shamia and her girls singing together, all the way down to the horrible, dreadful rip down of Kelli and Brit. I mean, that was really sad.
Yeah, it was. It was sad.
And unfortunately, because Brit did not show up to the reunion, it doesn't look like that we will ever see any resolve of this relationship, unfortunately. But it won't be the first, and I'm guessing it won't be the last either. So, but
before we close out, I gotta show you this one more thing, Royaire.
Okay, let me get these people real quick.
Wait, say that again.
Grab these people real quick and their ratings.
Okay, yeah.
Monique, while you get that. Monique Austin, she is giving it an 8 for Charles Oakley and Angela. Okay. Katrina is giving it an 8 as well. Kiki is giving it a 9. Forever 21 is giving it a 9. Lisa says 16 for 16. For 16 for episode 16. Phaedra's sons were the star and brought classy to the show as kids. Okay. Tanya is giving it a 9. It was one of the better episodes this season. It definitely was. Okay. Be Wise is giving it a 9 as well. Okay. Y'all love this episode. I thought it was a great episode as well.
I did too.
Was giving it a 9. Looking forward to the finale. I am too. Raheem is giving it a 9. I give Phaedra Scheme a 9.
Oh my God! So y'all really think Phaedra did this? Oh my God!
Scheme that Ty set up for the bull.
Woo! We gotta see. I'm gonna be shocked if it was Phaedra.
Yeah, I am too. Angela is giving it an 8. Lorraine is giving it an 8.5, and Linda is giving it a 9. Well, yes, y'all. We appreciate y'all for interacting with us, showing support for the show and our channel. So make sure you continue to hit that like button, and if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. What you got, Auntie?
What she went to the Cowboy Carter, well, whatever, the tour. What's she doing? This Cardi B, you know I like Cardi B, but
I love Cardi B, but girl,
well, she can't even walk in these shoes. This outfit is too much.
One night only.
How is she even going to be at this darn concert? She can't even walk.
She was up there partying though. I seen her. I want to say it was on Miss Tina's page, and I mean her and Kelly Rowland.
Look, she can't even walk in these. Look, she can't even walk in these boots. She can't.
Can be a selfie too. Ciao.
Later.
And just one look, Cardi, on your back, Cardi, on your back. Yes, amazing. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Look, she can't even walk.
Wow, Cardi B. This cowboy outfit is amazing. Cardi B, one look here. Wow. Cardi, look here. Cardi. Send one kiss. One kiss, yes.
I can't. She doing too much for you. She doing too much.
I was like, I did see this earlier. I was like, okay, girl. Yes. Listen.
She can't walk in them shoes
at all. You hear me? And I know
she
that
came home and the coat was hurting, but the hat and the coat is everything.
Everything.
Good Cardi B. You know what I do like about Beyonce is how the people they be dressing the part for her concerts. Yeah. But
it's for me, it's that one opportunity at any stage of your life to just be you. Come, show up, and do what you want to do. It's just, it gives you that freedom to just be who you are for your pride.
Yeah. You're so crazy.
Oh my God, it's June. Happy Pride Month to all of my LGBT+ community members. Shout out to us. Be who you are for your pride.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, shout out to us. I can't believe I let that go past all of this month. But yeah,
shout out to y'all. Appreciate all of y'all. That's right. Be who you are. Don't hide.
yes.
Come out and be who you are. And baller alert, not the diva, so don't be coming for my neck. Baller alert. They wrote a letter to Mr. Tyler Perry telling him it's Yo, Royaire, that's what they did, not me. So don't be coming at me. They wrote him a letter saying, set yourself free. They said, we love you, Tyler. Just
free your mind and the rest will follow.
You better sing. And you know what? We got to get out of here because sometimes
I just realized how far we over time. Look, True Delta, she gave this episode an 8. Nita gave it an 8. True Delta gave it a 9. Nita gave it an 8. Kiki gave it a 9.5. And yes, happy Pride Month. Listen, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all.
But wait, yes, let me just say this for you. When this Diddy trial is over, the escorts right now are going rogue anyway. These escorts are everywhere running their mouth because one came out and said that Cassie done gave him chlamydia. Like, why are they doing this? This is...
I'm done with you.
No, this the escorts are doing this. It ain't my fault. Listen, they're gonna go rogue. And let me say this too. I feel sorry for Jane Doe because the minute this case closes, they're gonna be dragging her for filth up and down these streets. I feel for her. I don't know if you could prepare for this, but when this thing is over, because these escorts, they want their 10 minutes of fame or their 15 minutes of fame. And Tasha K, I don't know, she got a hotline number. She get in touch with all of them. They've been on her show running their mouth.
I heard Armand Wiggins interview someone as well. One of the
he did.
Yeah.
He did. No, they ready to talk. So you already know once they get a verdict, these people are going to be lined up to run their mouth. I do feel bad for Jane.
Yeah.
Oh, Kyle said I'm giving y'all a 10. Well, let me okay, holla. We love you.
Yeah, we'll appreciate it.
And Kyle, we giving you a 10. Come on now. Cheers to you. Cheers to all of y'all.
Yes.
So when we get our life together with Rory and I, we commit into these 2 shows right now. We be doing a lot of work. But when we get our life together, we are going to do a trending topics for y'all once a month.
I really want to do a specific trending topic after this trial is over. I want us to really recap this trial and talk about it and dive deep into it once we get a verdict. Do you know, as Emmanuel has asked, do you know when all of this will be over? I heard that tomorrow possibly will be closing testimonies tomorrow, possibly.
No, not tomorrow, because the defense still got the defense. First of all, the defense said they ain't got no witnesses. Let me tell you something, Royaire, and I'm gonna keep it real short. If I paid my lawyers millions of dollars and they ain't got not a witness to get on this stand on my behalf.
What the hell am I paying y'all for?
Bring my mama or somebody to say a good word about me. Damn. Listen, Mama Combs is fragile, so I know we can't put Mama Combs up there because she's too fragile. But you couldn't find not one person to get up on this stand and say something about this man. They ain't got no witnesses they bring into the stand. And they just gonna show some evidence and they done. If that man is found guilty, I would tell all of them I want a refund. Like, get out of here. Not a witness. I don't know.
Monique, we appreciate you for watching our show. She says she loves the show, and I'm watching the one with the kids and Riley, which is Next Gen NYC. So speaking of that, as we're closing out, we are recapping Next Gen NYC here over on both of our channels. So it comes on tomorrow night on Bravo and then on Wednesday on Peacock. So join us this week as well. Probably Thursday. I don't know. I enjoyed doing it on Wednesday last week. Did you?
No, we I think we had only did on Thursday. I don't know. You know how we do.
Okay.
But we can do it on Wednesday. But we're recapping the next gen, and Monique, we actually love it too. I'm loving that show. The show is everything.
So good.
The show is everything.
So
Lisa said Trump is gonna pardon Diddy. Well, child. Maybe. Oh, so you thinking maybe that's why they don't need to bring no witness on the stand because they're like whatever. Either way, we good.
We don't get him pardoned. Well, he just denied R. Kelly's pardon, so
he did.
He did.
He told R. Kelly no.
That's what his attorney said the other week.
Oh my God.
Unless I read a bad article, but that's what
you probably got it right. I didn't know he answered him.
They denied the at-home stay because he was asking to be home on house arrest. They denied the at-home house arrest.
Well, I could understand that, Royaire, because how do you be on house arrest for life? I can't fool with you. We got to go because I can't fool with you.
This has been the longest show we've ever done, but I love spending this time with you, of course. So listen, y'all, we appreciate y'all for joining us. If you have not hit the like button on the way in, make sure you hit it on the way out. Join us on Wednesday for Next Gen NYC episode 4. It is a great show, so make sure you join us. Watch that either tomorrow on Bravo or Wednesday on Peacock, and then join us for that recap. And then join us back again next Monday for the season finale of season 16, Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Let me just ask you this, Royaire. If you go on house arrest and you got a life sentence, when you die, they bury you with the ankle bracelet on?
Bye. So, listen, people. Little Phaedra coming over there to pick up the body with the light. With the house arrest ankle bracelet on. I cannot.
God.
But and we're gonna go. I promise after this, y'all, we're gonna go.
Yes.
Cynthia, I told you I'm listening to her podcast, Humble Brand. So she talked about a little bit of this season 16 reunion.
Oh, what'd she say?
She told us that nobody knew that Brit was not coming until just right before filming was supposed to start.
Okay.
She told us that the producers came to her room. They asked her to go check on Brit. She went and knocked on the door, and there was no Brit. She then went to talk to Phaedra and Portia. Phaedra and Portia both said that they spoke with her the night before. She said she was getting her nails done, getting her final outfit looked together, everything. She was going to show up. She did not show up at all to this reunion, as we do know. Cynthia did share, being that Brit did not show up, they brought Cynthia out very early in the reunion, and that she stayed until the end. So I want to say, after the first package, depending on whoever they introduce to us first, which I imagine it'll either be Portia or Shamia, after that first package, then Cynthia will come out and she will be there the rest of the show. So
did they give a check?
Yes. I mean, at this point, they're treating Cynthia like a full-time housewife.
She deserves a full-time salary because
yes.
You know what, y'all? Give it up for Cynthia in the chat. I'm gonna shut up, but give it up for Cynthia. And you know what, Royaire? So from day one, I was supporting Cynthia.
We know. We didn't like Cynthia. We said she was boring, but obviously she's not. Okay, no. But listen, if y'all want more tea on that, go over to Humble Brag on YouTube or wherever you get your streaming service for podcasts. She is getting into all the deep details of what happened at the reunion. Of course, what she can share, which is not a lot, but she is giving a lot of behind the scenes of what happened, some of the things that were said, and what's going on with the ladies. She did address some of her issues with Kenya. So if you're interested in hearing that as well, she did share with us that her and Kenya are still not talking. Kenya is not communicating with her, so that friendship is still not in the best of place. But if you want to hear more about that, go over and check out Humble Brag over on YouTube and where you can find your podcast.
Lisa, my jacket is in the washing machine. I hope I hope it survived because you know it got mad holes and whatnot. I hope it survived. I hope it
cannot
survived.
with you. I can't. Well, listen, if you did not hit the like button on the way in, make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Make sure you join Chronicles of the Gray Head Diva for trending topics tonight, probably around 8:30, 9 o'clock. Turn on your notification bells on both channels. That way you see each and every time we post a video with you in mind. Join us next Monday for Real Housewives of Atlanta final season, and then join us Wednesday for Next Gen NYC episode 4. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all, and we will catch y'all next time. Good night and goodbye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Royaire's World.